Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Get my headphones together. Get my headphones together. Now that I got my headphones on, let's get to it. What's going on, man? How y'all doing, man? How doing this evening? Hopefully everybody doing well. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Michelle, my belle. Bring it down just a little bit so it ain't so bright on my face. Still a little bit bright, but it's better. A little bit, maybe. How y'all doing, man? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. As y'all file in, I would like to say that if this is your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, I did not check my stream. Let me check my stream to make sure. Excellent condition. I can hear. Man, my mic sound loud. Is my mic like really loud to y'all? Do y'all hear like a bunch of background noise? Really loud to y'all? Do y'all hear like a bunch of background noise? Really loud to y'all? Let me see if I turn this down. So, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, that's lower. Okay, that's lower. Turn that back up like that. Yeah, that's like back up like that. Okay, if I turn it up. Okay, if I turn it up, the mic sound like uber loud. The mic sound like. Yeah, I know it's echoing because I'm listening. Yeah, I know it's echoing because I'm listening. Yeah, I know it's echoing because I'm listening. Trying to see her. Trying to see her. I'm gonna take this down, son. All right, so if it's too low, then I'll try to turn the mic back up. But I'm trying like I just listen to it and I can hear like a whole bunch of air like sound like I was like riding on the turnpike. Do it always sound like a do it sound loud like that every day? Do it sound loud like that every day? I did have an air sound. It did have an air sound when it was louder. How about now? Do I still sound okay to y'all? And is the air sound gone to y'all now? Air sound gone to y'all now? No air. Is the audio good? It sounds good. But I just was I was just I remember I just saw Trading with Young Fatty. I remember the first time I saw that day, I said, you better be, if you are not a woman, I would never call your YouTube name. I would never say that name if you was not a woman. I remember the first time when Trading with Young Fatty pulled up. I said, you better be a woman, because if you are not a woman, I'm not calling you no Trading with Young Fatty. I'm not going to do it. It's certain things that a 52-year-old man ain't going to do, and that's one of them. Hey, man, what's going on? If this your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning into Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. It's just Big Spider if you don't hablo Espanol. And you're in tune to another episode of The Intraday Price Action Recap. Yeah, man. What's going on, everybody, man? Who we got up in here? I see we got Jim up in here. We got Yolanda up in here. We got Here to learn and share up. You here to learn and share. Why you always retracting statements? Stop retracting statements. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Stop retracting statements. We got Kim up in here. We got Honey. We got Honey up in here. We got who else we got in here? Trading with Young Fatty up in here. We got that's all I see. We got Empire Tradings. Empire Trading started. It is an everyday occurrence. Empire Traders is now officially part of the gang. Empire Traders, you are now officially part of the gangs. You in here every day. So you are now officially part of the gang. Welcome, Empire Traders. You just said, hey, stop retracting. Yeah, hey, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Now, before we get started, did Price do anything today that caught anybody off guard? Did it do anything that was you was expecting Price to do one thing and it did something else? Right? Did anything catch you by surprise? Right? Did anything catch you by surprise? Say, hey man, I was expecting Price to do this and it did something totally different, man. So we can take a deep dive and we can see what was missed. We can see, what you didn't see, what signature you could have missed, just anything. Do anybody got anything? Let me know. While I take me a sip of high quality H2O, y'all let me know. Speaking of high quality H2O, I went and washed my car today. And then when I washed my car, I left the car wash and went to Sam's Club and got me a slice of pizza. And when I came back outside, my vehicle was fully covered in pollen again. And I said, see, this is why I don't wash my car. This staying in Columbus, Georgia. This is why, what's up, Rhonda Green? This is why I don't wash my car. Because I washed my car, drove up the street, got a slice of pizza, came outside, and what's going on? The Joker trades. I'm good. How you doing? The Joker trades. If this your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, hey, welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in, I truly jollipies. I just ain't never seen that name before. And I would remember that name because the way it says the Joker trades, right? Which Joker are you? Are you Joaquin Phoenix or are you Jack Nicholson? Which Joker are you? Huh? Which Joker are you? You been in and out, first time saying hello? Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Heath Ledger. Was Heath Ledger a Joker? Heath Ledger was a Joker?
Yeah, he did. Like, I think one movie, he was a Joker.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that.
On the side note, I thought you was going to say you was at Sam's flirting with them ladies again.
I don't flirt. They be pulling up on me. I'm not the flirter. I'm the flirtee. And my mother saw this firsthand. Because my brother, my mama, my sister, everybody think I be swelling. Everybody think I be like, man, them ladies be on me and say, I don't know what it is. They be on me, man. And my mama saw it firsthand. She saw it firsthand. That's just ridiculous. So now when I go to sales, she be like, I hope them women ain't in there all on you. I say, mama, they can't help it. You birthed a handsome man. Yeah, they can't help themselves, baby. They can't help it when they see me. All that salt and pepper in your beard. That's what it is. All that salt and pepper. Stop hating on me. Also, we have the same problem on that front. But my wife is you feel me? They don't understand. I've been taken off the market, baby. Y'all can't, y'all, if y'all window shopping, window shop. But you can't come over there with all the touching and the extra talking and all that. You can't do that. What's going on, FC? All right, ain't nobody putting nothing in the chat, so I'm assuming everybody, you know what I'm saying, they was on one accord with what Price was doing today. So we gonna go ahead and get into it, man. Shout out to everybody who pulling up. Oh, what, you got a YouTube page? Joe Coor? What's your YouTube page? Put your YouTube page in the chat. Let's go check out Joe Coor YouTube page. Put your YouTube page in the chat, Joe Coor. You just started 2 weeks ago. Put your YouTube page in the chat. Speaking of pages, while we waiting on Joe Coor to put his YouTube page in the chat, right? Let's shout out our sponsor of today's live stream. Traders. Hold on, I got to get my script. I can't remember the script. I got to find a script. I can't remember the script. Open. Where did I put it? Where did I put the script? There it is. All right, traders. Are you tired of sifting through endless noise in public forums? Missing out on crucial market moves because you're not in the loop? Feeling isolated and lacking a supportive community? Struggling to find consistent, actionable trade ideas? Then you need to step your game up and join our exclusive Discord, the Spider Gang Private Discord. Click the link that's pinned to the top of the chat, or click the first link in the description below and pick the tier that you want to pick. Hey, Joe Coor, where you I told you to put your YouTube thing in the chat, man. Where your YouTube thing at, Joe Coor? What's your YouTube channel name? It's there. Oh, you know what? Y'all can't put links in the chat. It won't let you put a link in the chat. Put like a space in there so it won't think it's a link. Like put it in there and then put a space inside there or something so it won't think it's a link. And then I copy it and do it in there. Like put it in there and then just like put a space in there somewhere so it won't think it's a link. His name is the channel. Okay. The Joe Coor Trades. Let me copy that. Oh, I minimized the wrong thing. Is that right? Is that you right there, Joe Coor Trades? This you right here? Is that the right one? Yes. I can't hear you say that again. You say you going to the gym? All right. Okay. That's you? Hey, I ain't putting you on blast. Love you. Be safe. I ain't putting you on blast. You said, come check you out. All right, I'm checking you out. Now, you got another subscriber. I just subscribed. There you go. If it turned out to be trash, I'll just unsubscribe later on. Okay, what you trade? The NASDAQ? Day trading futures with the Joe Coor. All right. What futures you trade? Day trade NASDAQ futures. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. I feel you. Joe Cool got an Apex link. Got an Apex affiliate link. Okay, Joe Cool. What time you be streaming? Like during the 9 o'clock session? Right. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I be tape reading with the gang. So if you get off before 10:15, 10:30, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I pull up after that. And on Tuesday and Thursday, I pull up at 9. I come check you out. Joe Core. Let's see if Joker hiding his face. Is Joker hiding his face or showing his face?
This in the afternoon session.
Oh, they go Joker. Look at Joker. What's up, Joker?
The model too. It's not like the model isn't coming in. Just
yeah, I see the model too.
Chose not to wait. Jumped in.
What's up, Joker? Joker, that probably gonna get me demonetized by showing your video right there, but it's okay. Shout out Joker in the chat. Joker said he just started 2 weeks ago. Joker, I'm telling you, gonna blow up, Joker. You gonna blow. You know why you gonna blow up? Because you be trading live. People like them trading live channels. Them trading live channels be going crazy. They be like my little nephew Tremaine. He got a trading live channel. He got like about 14,000 subscribers now. When I first got on his thing, he didn't have that many subscribers. Now he got like 14,000 subscribers. I'm sitting over here I got 52 subscribers. I've been doing this for 2 years on YouTube. I got 52 subscribers. Tremaine been doing it for less than a year. Got 14,000. All right, drive safe. All right, love you too. All right. Yeah. Let's get to it, man. Today was FOMC Fed rate announcement, right? Fed rate announcement. Oh, you know what? I just noticed this right here. This is still there, right? That right there is still there. We'll talk about that later. We'll get into that later. I shared something with the gang earlier, and I hold up. Let's say I got something that in the main chat. Jim with a dissertation. Let's go see what Jim talk about, y'all. Jim, can I share your dissertation with the world, or you want me to leave it off the screen? Jim said, well, "Yeah, man, go ahead, man. You're gonna do it anyway. Just go ahead." Let's see what the dissertation says. Hey, y'all see that? Oh, young grasshopper. Today was a difficult day for me. I had trouble with the morning. I said, did Price do anything that anybody didn't? Ain't nobody say nothing. And the first thing I read was Jim say, today was difficult for me. I had trouble with the morning. I had expectations that Price would just hang out until FOMC, so I didn't have a good sense of how far up it would go. Me neither. I ain't had no great expectation for it this morning because of FOMC, right? Or how far to retract. Me neither. I ain't have no expectation at all. I held no bias. Gang, I told you, this one the first thing came, hey, it's FOMC. I ain't got no bias. Just watching Price to see what it want to do. Gonna watch the signatures, right? It makes sense in hindsight. A daily fair value gap above and the top of the Judy swing from 9:30 a.m. making a bullish breaker. Yep. I stopped watching at 11 o'clock, so I ain't taking no L yet. Took no trades. Okay. Later this afternoon, I looked at the charts, but I don't like to just sit down and jump into something without doing an analysis. Makes sense. I'm leery about trading very late in the day. Makes sense. So I just watch the price signatures play out. All right. All that is perfectly okay. Right? Yeah, it was difficult in the morning because I'm assuming that it did a little bit more than you expected to do be in the morning before FOMC. I'm right there with you. I said it this morning on the live with the gang. I said price has gone up a lot farther than I anticipated it to do on FOMC. It has went up a lot farther than I anticipated it to do. Right? I said it came in this morning, hit us with some healthy manipulation. Right? I didn't have a bias on which way it would go. Right? We had pretty much consolidated, and it was a nice consolidation range, but we pretty much consolidated all night. And so when we got the Judas swing, I was like, okay, this is a bearish signature. And then it turned around and turned out to be the wig snatcher. You know what I'm saying? Once the wig snatcher played out, we started looking at the price in a bullish stance. Pointed out targets to the top side in the bullish stance, and it delivered to those targets that we looked at like gangbusters, as Michael would say. It delivered like gangbusters, right? But going into it, had zero bias, right? Didn't care what price did at all, and it delivered like gangbusters, right? So, then in the afternoon, I get what you say. I don't really like trading late in the afternoon either. But let's just go ahead and get into what I shared while we get into this, right? And because we're discussing what Jim was saying. Jim, you and I were on with this post right here. You are speaking to my what they call it, spirit animal. That, like, you know, you're speaking to my spirit animal, right? That's what they say with like the, I don't know if it's like the Chinese or Japanese people. They be like, my spirit animal is a tiger. Or my spirit animal is a bear. You're speaking to my spirit animal. We're on one accord, right? And then I don't like just jumping into stuff. If I sit down at the chart and I see something and I ain't did no analysis, I don't like just jumping in. You know what I'm saying? I don't like just jump in. I need to flesh it out. I need to have a plan before I just start pushing buttons. Push the button, right? If I ain't thought about this and say, okay, in the afternoon, if we do this, then I'm gonna do this. If I ain't planned it out, I don't like sitting down and seeing something that look like what I think, because I'm not a pattern trader, right? I don't just trade based off patterns. I need to be in touch with what price is doing and be done thought about, okay, if price does this, then it should do that. So I'm going to execute here. Nothing wrong with that. I call that, you know what I'm saying, being one with your trading self, being one. Oh, young grasshopper, did well you did. Did well you did. Chinwan. I'm proud of you. Chinwan. Who remember Kung Fu Theater when they be like, Chinwan.
What you know about that, man? What you know about that?
Yo, no about no Chinwan.
Saturday morning Kung Fu, boy. Still moving, and the English come out.
Yeah, so that right there, that hey, I applaud. Y'all give it up for Jim, man. Give it up for Jim for right sharing these words of wisdom with the gang. Take note of what Jim said. This right here is honest. Price was tough for me this morning because I wasn't expecting this move. I was expecting it just to hang out. So when I saw it, it's like it caught me by surprise. I really ain't know what to do because it caught me by surprise. I'm like, okay, this is in my mind, this is abnormal for FOMC, right? In my mind, this is abnormal. So I'm caught off guard right now, right? And then in the afternoon, you come back and you like, I see it, but I ain't check it out yet. So I'm not gonna touch it. That's discipline. That's discipline, right? And so you just sit back and you watch it because you still want to get the experience of tape reading it. You know what I'm saying? This is all stuff you can go back and journal. All this right here. You can journal your thoughts. Journal what you saw. Journal what it did. Journal the date and time. Put like an asterisk by it or something so you will know right? This was a FOMC day when it did this, and then now in the future, on future FOMC days, you can look back and compare it to this, right? And see how often this plays out like this on FOMC, right? Is it a occurrence that always happens? Is this an anomaly? You know what I'm saying? An amoeba even. Whoever seen that the video online where T.I. was interviewing Lecrae, like if you don't know who T.I. is, he's a rapper from ATL. If you don't know who Lecrae is, he's a rapper from Texas. He say he's not a Christian rapper. He's a rapper who happens to be a Christian, but he make gospel rap, right? So T.I. interviewing him, and they was talking about how it, like, being a rapper, it's like it's a large amount of talent. It's like it's a bunch of people that's good rappers. So let's talk about how it's a large amount of talented rappers in the world, and they was just using these different adjectives to convey how large the rap pool is. You know what I'm saying? Just say like these in the word they was using: gigantic, huge, large, just using all these words, right, that mean big. And y'all know T.I. be trying to come with the, you know what I'm saying, with the words, the extra words. And then that boy said, an amoeba even. I said, wait a minute. Did that boy just say amoeba? An amoeba is like very, very small. So that's my little inside joke. Whenever I want to say something big, but make it, you know what I'm saying, just making a joke out of it, I say an amoeba even. Okay, so Jim talked about the afternoon session, right? So this morning, right? Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim, for sharing that. That's insightful. Y'all take note of that. It's honest, it's insightful, and it's filled with like discipline and dedication. Right? Let me heart that too. Right? Let me heart that too. Matter of fact, let me give some fire. I'm gonna big you up, and I'm gonna give some fire, and I'm gonna salute you. I salute you. Yes. So I shared this with the gang, right? I said, this is why base hits are so important, right? Especially during market conditions like we current are in. Moral of the story is, don't try to force what you want, trade what you see, right? And I shared a screenshot. The screenshot I shared, it has the position tool that I'll be using this to plot my trades. Because I don't trade on TradingView. I trade in NinjaTrader, but I use TradingView to chart and watch the chart and plot, and then I just execute in NinjaTrader, right? And so got the position trader on there pointing out what I want, and I had it showing where this is where I entered, and this was my target, and I was pointing out where I was targeting, pointing out this SIBI over here, right? Yes, I'm looking at it here. So pointing out this SIBI over here, and pointing out this bearish order block right there, right? And that was where I was going. And I said, and then one of the people, yes, I trade ICT, and one of the people, they were like, hey, you call that a base hit? Right? And I'm like, yeah, that's a base hit, because entering, right, if you see, right, you're going to see here, and then I'll get into why I did what I did. Right? If you look here, you see that, right, I entered based off this fair value gap right here, right, and combined with some lower time frame stuff. Then I went to this fair value gap at that bearish order block. That was my target. If you see here, the top of it, that order block is my target combined with that fair value gap, right? And the reason why that was my target and this or that wasn't my target is because I was going for a base hit, right? And why was I going for a base hit? Well, let's see. Someone asked that question about it being a base hit. And let's see what I said. I said that here, looking here, right? I said I took it from the fair value, from the bullish fair value gap to the first bearish fair value gap and bearish order block above price, right? Why? Because it was at a higher time frame PD array, right? Price had taken sell side, and we were at the end of day, right? We was at the end of day. All that being considered, those highs above were not a high probability. It were not high probability in my opinion, right? It was not high probability in my opinion. Now, let's get to the crux of the matter, right? Looking at what price had did this morning, basing off what Jim was talking about. He said, yeah, Tim, you did all that talking, but now explain what you was talking about with Jim, okay? So if I come here and I go from 9:30 to 16, let's go from 9:30 to 11. Jim said he stopped watching it at 11. So let's go from 9:30 till 11 on our shading. All right, so from 9:30 to 11, right? This is 9:30 to 11 here. Okay, so from 9:30 to 11, right? Price had starting at 9:30. Price, right, went up, like, cause we had started moving up before 9:30. So coming into 9:30, price completed this Judas swing right here. We was like, okay, boom, right? That gave us, once we traded down below this right here, that gave us our Judas swing, right? Boom, we got our Judas swing there, right? After engaging that sell side liquidity, that internal sell side that we were watching, right? Then we said, because initially we pointed out this as the internal sell side, right? Down here, that was the sell side. Okay, up here, that was the buy side. And this was the internal sell side that we pointed out first thing this morning. Trading with no bias, right? This right here was the discount. That was the 5-minute discount PD rate. That was the lowest imbalance, right, in this range of price. Let's just go and show it. Ain't no need to just, talk about it. We'll just go and show it, okay? I'm going to chop this stuff off because I'm getting tired of sliding it around. So I'm going to chop it off at 12 o'clock. All right, I'm chopping it off at 12 o'clock. Boom. Okay, because I'm getting tired of sliding around when I change the time frames. Okay, so that right there, there's the lowest imbalance right there, right? That's the lowest imbalance that has not been traded to, right? Once we got ready to come into 9:30. So that's our sell side. Our buy side is up here. That's the overnight high, right? That was made in the Asian overnight low, which is made in the London, right? Internal sell side liquidity imbalance right there, right? So then as price started trading, we moved up, right? And we touched the buy side, right? Once we engaged the buy side, right? As soon as we went in, say, hey, we got internal sell side right there also. So as price engaged the buy side and started backing off of it, right? As we pointed out, we said, okay, if we come and take out this low, that gives us a Judas swing, right? So we get our Judas swing as we stated, right? On the 5-minute, we can see that we came down and we set relative equal lows there. Now we had a bearish move right here. Boom, a bearish move. So at that point, we said, hey, this is a bearish move, right? This little small fair value gap right there, that's our first presentation fair value gap, right? On the 1 minute, right? That's our first presentation fair value gap right there on the 1 minute, okay? Matter of fact, I'll just extend it out to the right. Tim, you're talking loud, but you ain't saying nothing. I'm getting to it, okay? So we got our bearish move with the Judas swing here, okay? Right there. We come up, we come down, right? Actuality, this right here, trading below that low, that constitutes a Judas swing there, because this is the lowest low, that's the highest high in this price leg right there. So boom, the Judas swing actually has been confirmed there, right there, right? So boom, we got the Judas swing there. We trade up, right, back up to equilibrium of that 5 minute candle that we was watching, right there. Okay, so once we trade it down, and see here, it doesn't look the same, right? But right, once we trade it down and traded below that low, right? And then once we opened up there, we had a candle here that we was watching that candle. So we traded down, took out that low, right? And then when this candle opened up, we traded up into the 5 minute. This the only imbalance above price, the 5 minute wick, right? And then we came down and engaged the sell side and made relative equal lows. Okay, so at this point here, price is showing bearish signatures, right? Price is showing bearish signature at this point. Now here it is on the 1 minute as we're watching it, right? So this right here is the 940 candle. This right here is the 939 candle. So that's once we, So once we came down here, took out that low, Judas swing, traded back up, right there. And then here is when this candle closed. Boom. So once that candle closed, now this consequent encroachment of that wick is a thing, right? Now this is a thing. Once this candle closed, this is a thing now. Okay? Is everybody tracking? Do everybody understand why I say that? Right? Does anybody not know why I say after this candle closed, now this PD array is a thing? Is anybody lost? Right? Everybody tracking? Okay. I'll take the silence as everybody tracking. All right. Now, when the 940 candle opens up, we trade up into the consequent encroachment, right, that we was watching. Drop down, engage the sell side, right, come down, set relative equal lows. At this point right there, right, the bias is showing bullish, right? We had a bullish move signature, right? Price reacted off of that bullish signature, right? And we're coming down and came down here and set relative equal lows. Okay, all of that is I said bullish. We had a bearish signature. I'm sorry. We had a bearish signature. We reacted off the bearish signature. We came and set relative equal lows. All of that is bearish. Setting relative equal lows, that's bearish. We're engineering liquidity down here, right? We got imbalances that were coming down, that as we was coming down, right? And at this point here, we said, I'll be looking to short off of this, right? I'll be looking to short off of this, right? And then we also said at this point, right? Since I'll be looking to short off of this because it's in the premium of the move, right? It's in the premium of this move down, right? We're right here in the premium of the move down. Since I'll be looking to short off of this and we have a fair value gap below it, right? This will be a time where I will be looking at a lower time frame to see if price really want to get up to this or if it wanted to just sell off of the lower time. I will see if it was an opportunity to continue lower there, right? And then as we were just talking about, you know, price we see it as it was coming up. It didn't want to go back down there. And as we was talking about price hitting this, right, at 945, it immediately just shot completely through this fair value gap instantly. I said, man, did we have some news at 945? Pulled up the thing because it shot up there quick. As soon as the 945 candle opened, it shot all the way up here, right? All the way up to the above the first presentation right there, giving us a bullish break in market structure right there. Traded above that high, right? So I was like, whoa, that's manipulation. Because before we even came down, right, I was like, if I had a bullish bias, we would be looking for this to be the wig snatcher, this Judas swing. And if you had a bearish bias, you would just be looking for this to be the Judas swing. You would be looking for a reason to sell. But since we didn't have no bias, we were just watching what price would do. We just say, hey, this is bearish. Our price should do this, price should do this, price should do this, right? And then after price did the bearish stuff, came down here, we got a quick shot up. Okay, that's manipulation because it's not doing what it should do based off of this, and this bearish signature, right? Based off them 3 bearish signatures, right? We shouldn't have blasted through that top CB right there, right? So, hey, that's manipulation, all right? So at that time, we say, hey, look here, right? If we take out this high right there, right? This right here, with this area here would be a seek and destroy pattern, right? I mean, this would be a seek and destroy area there because we've come in and we've taken buy side, we've taken sell side, then we come in right back and taking out buy side again, right? That area and price there, that would be seek and destroy, okay? Once we got here, bullish break in market structure, traded down, had a nice sale off of the fair value gap and never made it down into the balanced price range, right? So we're trading down into, we got a little area. If you want to pick out a breaker over there, you got a breaker over here. If you want to pick a breaker out of this, but we got a breaker over there. I don't like picking out breakers in consolidation, but technically it's there, right? Got a nice trade off of the BISI, and when we got back above this consequent encroachment, look how we use it as support. All right, go ahead and mute for me. Mute for me, Yolanda.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So if you see here, once we got back above this, look at how the candles are sitting there. We pointed that out. We're resting on top of this right here, and price, we're watching to see if price wants to come back down because it's constantly, it touched it, right? It's constantly wicking down towards it, but it's not showing a willingness to go, right? I'm like, it's touching it a lot of times, but it's not showing a willingness to go back down. I don't like that, meaning I don't like that for the bearish argument because we've already showed manipulation. So now we're respecting this right here, which was used as resistance at one time. Now it's being used as support, right? This is true support and resistance based off the PD arrays, right? It used this PD array as resistance. Once it went down and took out the liquidity, now it's using that PD array as support and it's engineering more liquidity. You see what I'm saying? We take the sell side out and then we take out the buy side. What is that? That's another Judas swing to the upside. So now this Judas swing, we pointed that out, that this Judas swing right here, all we had was another Judas. We had a Judas swing here, and now we just had a Judas swing there. Now that's bullish. So at this time, we went and pointed out the fact that we were watching event horizon, right? If you see this gray line here, okay, that line there, right, that was event horizon that we was watching from the overnight session, right? So we're right back here at event horizon, engineering liquidity, right? We was engineering liquidity over here at event horizon, right? We came down, took out the sell side below that, right? And now we're back here at Event Horizon, engineering more liquidity, and we get a bullish Judas swing. All right, once we get a bullish Judas swing now, we got a fair value, and we said, okay, if you know nothing about Event Horizon, right? Now you have a breaker over here, right? You got a breaker that you're forming, looking to be a bullish thing, and you can be targeting. If you know nothing about Event Horizon and you don't know, okay, I'm targeting the terminus of Event Horizon, now you have a new week opening gap up here because we're anchoring the low end of Event Horizon to today's new day opening gap and the high end of the Event Horizon range to Monday's new week opening gap, right? 50% is Event Horizon. If you don't know about Event Horizon as a target, we got the new week opening gap above price. That can be your target you're shooting to trade into, right? If you don't know about putting new week opening gaps or new day opening gaps on your chart, then we got a daily fair value gap that we've been watching, right? We was in between the tail of two cities. We had a bullish fair value gap here. I mean, a bearish fair value gap here and a bullish fair value gap down here that we have been watching. If we come over here, you know, for the haters out there who don't believe, boop, right there. There's your bullish fair value gap right there we have been watching because we said we were where? In between the tail of two cities, right? We were in between. If you look right there, we've been sitting in between the tail of two cities. Bullish, bearish, right? Right there. We've been hanging out in between the tail of two cities, okay? And so, get out the way. Up, wrong thing. Okay? Now, at this point, price is showing that it is bullish. All right? Now it's showing, and then we create the first presentation on the 5 minute. Oh, look at that. Is he in here? Adrian. Adrian is not in here. Adrian. What's going on, Corinne? Adrian is not in here. Adrian, today Adrian asked, he said, Tim, what do you do when there's conflict in PD arrays with the making salmon couldn't let it burn? My son made a cookbook for his oh, wait a minute. Y'all know how I do. I done had a thought. Hold on, I got to show y'all my son cookbook. We'll get back to that price in a minute. All right. I got 10 minutes. I got to get on the live stream with the gang, so I got to hurry up. I got 9 minutes, and I got to get on the live stream with the gang for a Q&A. Right? My son made a Discord. Hold on. Let me do it like this right here so Discord can see it too. I'm gonna put this over here like that. And then I'm gonna go full screen. Now, Discord, y'all can see it too. I'll put my headphones on. Can y'all see it, Discord? Somebody let me know if y'all can see it.
Yeah, we can see.
All right, so my
Came
son
here
made
straight candles not to learn how to cook pasta.
Hey, look here. Look here. So my son made a cookbook, right? My son made a cookbook. He got to do his senior project. He doing his senior project on cooking. Y'all see him over there with a chef outfit on. Y'all see the chef outfit, the all-white chef outfit right there. Y'all can't really make it out. It's kind of bright on him. But this one he was at the right there. This one he was at the restaurant with his mentor, and he had on like the chef coat or whatever you call it, had the chef coat on, right? So, and the name of his cookbook is Lost in the Sauce. Lost in the Sauce, you feel me? It's a nice cookbook. It's got the little name on the side. It's got the reams, got Lost in the Sauce on the back, right? And then he got on the inside. Oh, that thing straight blown out. Hold on. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Lost in the Sauce by Tim Rogers, right? And he did it at Create My Cookbook. I guess Create My Cookbook is the name thing, right? They got the table of contents here. I got the table of contents. He got the dedication. Put the dedication on there, right? He said, here are 15 hot and easy recipes for y'all. May this cookbook bring happiness to everyone in the kitchen and out. And I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Then he got the creamy Cajun pasta. He got the lemon garlic pasta. Right? And it's got them in the pictures is where he actually cooked it. He actually made it. This is the dishes he actually did himself. So he got the pasta and then the pasta, the lemon garlic pasta. You know, then he got the ingredients and then how to cook it right there. You know what I'm saying? How to cook it. Everything, he made everything in here himself. You know what I'm saying? He got the let's get engaged pasta. You cook that pasta right there, she gonna want to marry a that's gonna have her wanting to marry a let's get engaged pasta, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Then he got JoJo's mac and cheese. I'm gonna say that's dedicated to me. He gonna claim that as him for it, cause his name being Il Jodem. He gonna tell him that's probably what he gonna say that JoJo for. But when I was growing up, my Uncle Tick called me JoJo. You know what I'm saying? So that's JoJo's mac and cheese. You feel me? Right? JoJo's mac and cheese. I made the cookbook. Right? Then he got crispy, crunchy tenders. And then he got them wings. You feel me? He got them wings. Them ain't no wings. That's them wings. You feel me? Got the fried cauliflower. Right? Fried cauliflower. Without y'all can take some screenshots if y'all want it. Then he got the Jamie. That's fresh mozzarella. That's a fresh mozzarella, Brazil pesto and avocado oil. So that's mozzarella. That's like mozzarella bites, right? That's him. This him. Well, I don't know what. Then EJ, he got EJ sweet and spicy salmon bites. That's what made me think about it when she said she was cooking salmon. These salmon bites are the best salmon bites I ever ate in my life. And I ain't saying that because it's my son. He made it's a EJ sweet and spicy salmon bites. It's like this I used to call them like honey salmon bites. That's what I used to call them. But it's like a honey tasting sweet. These things so good. So far. He called them EJ sweet and spicy salmon bites. Go crazy. That's the sauced up asparagus, right? Sauced up asparagus. The BBB French toast sauce. I don't know what BBB stands for. I guess brioche bread. It's BBB, so it's made out of brioche bread. BBB French toast sauce. I don't know what the third B stands for. I don't know what the third, but it's made on brioche bread, made with brioche bread. Bacon, egg, and cheese, the sweet way. Right? Bacon, egg, and cheese, the sweet way. That's a egg and cheese sandwich right there. He got on a picture with look like some fries and some Greek yogurt. Then he got that salmon po' boy, right? Salmon po' boy. He liked cooking salmon. That's what made me think about it. She said salmon. We got shrimp and grits. Scrimp and grits. Y'all see the scrimp and grits. Scrimp and grits. He should make a PDF version to sell. Yeah, he should. And then them scrimp tacos. He got them scrimp tacos. You feel me? Right? And that's it. That's the end. Right? Oh, there it is right there. It said I can order additional copies. So I'm gonna cause my sister, my brother asked about it. So it say I can order additional copies. So I'm gonna go order some additional copies for my sister and my brother. And send it to them. Right? I'm gonna order additional copies for my sister and brother. Yeah, but that's it. Lost in the sauce.
You got my address?
You can send it to me. And when you get finished moving all the stuff, since you ain't got the truck no more, you can just send it to me once you finish moving all the truck. Cause
Man, we just finished about 30 minutes ago.
You know what I'm saying? If you would just did everything when you had the truck, like I told you, you know what I'm saying? You Hey man, I got 2 minutes. Before I got to go do the Q&A with the gang. So real quick, Adrian asked about conflict and PDub. We had a bullish first presentation on the 5 minute. We had a bearish first presentation on the 1 minute, right? I said, it don't matter, because he said, does the higher time frame take precedence, right? The higher time frame, yes, takes precedence, but you want to have qualifiers for everything, right? I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Bullish first presentation on the 5 minute, bearish first presentation on the 1 minute. So you want to have qualifiers for everything, right? What are these qualifiers? What's the narrative? Where's price trying to go, right? In this case here, I said, but you want to allow for price to go to the farthest, to dig the farthest, okay? You want to allow for price to dig the farthest. Y'all hold on for a second. What's this? Wednesday night. All right, let me go here. Wednesday night Q&As. I'm still on live. If no one, I'm gonna say nobody, I never know if that's supposed to be right. If nobody has questions tonight, I'll just keep rocking. But if you do have a question, drop a 1 below and I'll end the live and pull up here for the Wednesday Q&A. All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna see if somebody drops something in. If somebody drops something in there, then we're gonna end the live, and I got to go do the Q&A with the gang. If don't nobody put nothing in there, I'm just gonna keep rocking until I run out of juice. They ain't got no questions. Karen said they ain't got no questions. They ain't got no questions. You ain't got no questions, honey. Honey say she ain't got no questions. Karen said they ain't got no questions. They ain't got no questions. All right. Okay, so we said you want to think about the narrative, right? Don't just focus solely on this is 5 minutes, this is 1 minute, right? You want to think about the narratives. And so whatever the narrative is, you want to allow for price to reach the furthest, right? You want to allow it to reach the furthest, okay? And so, hey, Joe Carr, I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull up tomorrow on your stream. I'm gonna pull up tomorrow morning. Enjoy your family, man. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Right? So what I mean by that, at this point, what do we say? Price has switched to a bullish bias or a buy program. We're in a buy program now, right? Price has switched to a buy program here, right? At this point right here, when this 9:59 candle closed, this first presentation on the 5-minute exists now, right? When this candle closed, this exists now. So at this point, we have a bullish first presentation fair value gap, right? On the 5-minute, price has switched into a buy program, and we have created an inversion fair value gap of the first presentation on the 1-minute, right? So at this point, the 1-minute first presentation and the 5-minute first presentation are in agreement. They agree with each other because the 5-minute is a bullish fair value gap, right, in a buy program, right, which was created at a break-in market structure, right? We got a, right, and we create, what did we say we created over here? A bullish breaker. Remember when we said we was talking about all the different things that's happening? We said we got a bullish breaker here when we trade up above this high, right? We got targets based off of the terminus of the event horizon, targets based off the new week opening gap, target based off of the bearish daily fair value gap that's above us in price. All of these are the premium targets that we pointed out. We pointed out all three of these, and as Michael liked to say, we delivered like gangbusters. As soon as we got to the daily, right, we took out the buy side and then switched to a sell program and then retraced back down into what? What did we retrace back down to? Remember when we said you have, we talked about the conflicting gap, first presentation gaps, right? So we said now they're in agreement. We got an inversion and a bullish. They agree now. What do we say? You have to allow for price to trade to the deepest, right? What did price trade down to right here, right? We spoke it. We spoke it. Yes, it came back to event horizon, right? Remember, that was another thing we was watching. Came right back down to event horizon. But what is that wee bitty little thing right on top of event horizon? Who remember what we said that was? What did we say that wee bitty thing was right there? Somebody in the Discord. What did we say this wee bitty little rectangle was right here? Right above.
Was it that 1 minute first presentation?
Yes, the 1 minute first presentation. Right? So as price retraced back down after coming up here to our target, it retraced back down, came to the 5-minute first presentation, right? What do we say? You have to allow for price to come to the farthest one, right? So especially during high resistance times. So we came down to consequent encroachment, pushed back up to the upper quadrant of the event horizon range, and then we dropped back down, right? Taking out the sell side, right? When is this happening? When is this happening? Let's come over here. What time is this candle right here? This candle right here is 10:50. Stretch this over here to 10:10, right there, right? We know this area here as what? Right? What is this area here, there, right there? What is that area right there? We know that is what?
Yeah.
That. What was that? That. I heard somebody say, "Bleh."
Macro time.
Macro time, right? So as we come into the macro window, right, what do? We drop down and we take out the sell side, right? Not only do we drop down and take out the sell side, we drop down to that first presentation fair value gap. We came back to the first presentation on the 5-minute. What do we say? We have to allow for price to come to the farthest one, which, you know what I'm saying? Because the 5-minute takes precedence. But especially in high resistance conditions, you have to allow for price to come to the farthest one. And where did it come? To the farthest one. Came down to the 1 minute, and then it made its way back up. Right? And it made its way back up. Why did it make its way back up? Because price had switched to a buy program, and now we're no longer being manipulated like we were right here. Right? We're not being manipulated here, because here, right, we went up and we dropped down, got a Judas swing. Once the Judas swing played out here, now if we look over here, the only thing it did was give us a Judas swing after 9:30, and that's where we get the wig snatcher. Right? Wasn't looking for a wig snatcher here because we didn't have any type of bias. Right? We didn't have any type of bias. But after seeing this wig snatcher, that's when we realize, hey, price is bullish, and we start looking for upper targets. Okay? Now that we know that price is bullish and we're looking for upper targets, right? Price is coming back down to the 5-minute first presentation. We're not watching price at this time, but this is what we talked about. If it comes back, because we said over here, price has switched to a sell program before I got off the live. I said price has switched to a sell program, right? We had the first presentation down here, right? We had this 1 minute fair value gap. This was the lowest one in this price leg. No, this one here. I'm sorry. This fair value gap right here, that was the lowest one in this price leg, and that was in line with the first presentation, right? So in high resistance conditions, you want to allow for it to come to the farthest, right? Just like is the farthest or the furthest? Which one? Furthest is distance between two things, and farthest is who can throw it. Farthest is the distance between two things, and furthest is who can throw it the furthest. Which one? Which one is right? So farthest is between two things, or is furthest between two things? Furthest. Now I got to look it up. My brain would not allow me to continue without looking this up. Who know? Who know before I have to look it up? Okay, farthest is generally preferred when referring to physical distance, and furthest is used for figurative of abstract. So farthest is right. He walked the farthest down the road. That's the furthest I've ever traveled. Okay. Nothing could be further from the truth. All right. Okay. To the greatest extent, or that just confused me more. But I'm going to go with farthest. Farthest. Right? I'm going to go with farthest because you want to give it a chance to go a greater distance. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, so it dug deeper down to the first presentation, right? Because of the conditions that we in, you got to allow for that to happen. And as you look there, right, we talked before we got off the live, we said, hey, price has switched to a sell program, right? This is your 5-minute first presentation, and this is the lowest 1 minute fair value gap in this move, and that's in line with the first presentation on the 1 minute. And just like gangbusters, came right down to that first presentation, right? And then we immediately went back up, right? And got a bullish break in market structure, trading back into this 1 minute fair value gap. Did not get to the inversion fair value gap inside that breaker leg, right? Because that would be, yes, we did not make it to the inversion fair value gap inside the breaker leg. We got a bullish breaker there, right? Traded back down into the bullish breaker, all the way down into the lowest 1 minute fair value gap. You see these deep retracements, right? During these high resistance, That's what you're looking for. Are we coming all the way back down to the lowest imbalances in the range? That's a signature you're looking for. You got to allow for that. You got to be ready for that. You don't want to be trying to get short as soon as it get that. You want to see if it's coming all the way to that lowest fair value gap, right? All the way down, all right? And then we go back up, continue up, making a new high over here, going into the lunchtime, right? Go over there and make a new high. Now, talked about come back, letting it, allowing it. It's coming down to to come back to the 5-minute first presentation, right? It came back down, coming back down into that 5-minute first presentation there. And if you look here at where we closed there inside it, right? But we closed in the lower end, and what is that showing? That's showing a sign of weakness. But all thing we did was come down to that first presentation. What does that first presentation align with, right? It aligns here with this bullish order block and bullish breaker here, right? Bullish order block, bullish break. This is on the 5-minute time frame, right? That's why I say price is fractal, but you're not going to see the same PD arrays on every time frame, right? So now this is giving you a different perspective of what you're looking for. This is another thing when I say you have to allow for price to go to the first, because right here, right? So imagine, right, trying to trade off of this 5-minute first presentation based off the 5-minute time frame, right? Your stop would be here. Your mandatory stop would be there, right? You would be safe. But look at the amount of drawdown that you would be taking based off of trading into the fair value gap and getting in here. Nothing wrong with that, because your stop placement based off the 5-minute would be here, and you would have been safe for this trade back up to your low hanging fruit. But when you combine it with the knowledge of what's going on the 1-minute time frame, showing that the 1-minute first presentation is here in direct line with this bullish order block, in line with, if you can come in and look at your breaker here, but if you don't like to look at it inside this consolidation, right, you can look at your breaker over there, because we went up, we came down, right? It's all inside this consolidation, right? All of it is because you can come all the way back over to here, right? And hold it phone. That right there is the same area that we talked about being a breaker. Is that not? Is that not the same? And remember when we was just talking about it? Was it yesterday? Was it what day that was? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And I was like, when you squanch up the chart and you say, okay, I'm anticipating this to be a breaker. Yes, it was right here. We was like, I'm anticipating this to be a breaker right here. We come down. You're looking for reasons to trade in here. That's your opportunity to trade back to the breaker, coming up here, trading back to the breaker. And then as you see, once we blast off and created the breaker here, we came up, we made the breaker, we dropped down, created the relative equal lows, blast off above the breaker, and we traded right back down into the breaker over here, right? That's two. That's two. The second time we done said, hey, I anticipate this being a breaker, right? The advanced way of trading it would be down here somewhere, right? And then once we created it, we came back down into that breaker, right? Who remember that? If you remember that, put a 1 in the chat, because I think it was Yolanda was asking me about, and I was like, nah, you want to squanch it up and look to see where the algorithm is showing you, right? I'm anticipating this to be a breaker. I come down, I take out the liquidity. When I trade back above, I come back into the breaker and go, right? If y'all don't remember it, I remember it for myself. Go back and check the tape. All right, so, okay, now that we done went through all of that, let's get back to what we was talking about in the afternoon, right? What we was talking about in the afternoon when it comes to this trade over here, right? So we said we came there, made a high during the lunch, right? So then we dropped down, right, and took out the sell side again, right? So we come down. Where do we come back down to? That event horizon, right? We come back down to that event horizon. Boom. Hit the event horizon, right? We trade below that low there, right? Taking out that low there, okay? Then at 145 here, we come in. We're at the 2 o'clock FOMC time, right? Soon as FOMC hit, right? What do? We clear the board, right? We clear the board. As soon as FOMC hit, we clear the board, right? So if you wasn't there to see it live, right? We took out the sell side and then we took out the buy side, right? We took out the sell side and we took out the buy side. Now, price is bullish. Price has shown us that it's bullish, right? What did it do? It made its way back down to a area of fair value. It came right back down here to you see that immediate rebalance? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. We'll look at it in a second. I don't want to mess up my thought right here. Came back to an area of fair value, right? It made its way back down to event horizon. What is event horizon? Event horizon is 50% between something, right? That's an area of fair value. Not only are we back at event horizon, right? We're right back down here in this area where we've been chilling at, right? We're down here in this area where we've been chilling at, right? Right there in that range, right? In that range where we've been chilling. Talk about we was at fair value, okay? Move back to an area of fair value. Price has been bullish. It showed us it's bullish. Moved to an area of fair value. Took out the sell side. Immediately back to the buy side. It cleared both sides. But what is it when you take out the sell side and then immediately take out the buy side? What do we call that? Right? Somebody let me know while I get a sip of high quality H2O. What do we call that? 1405. Yes, that is an immediate rebalance. No, not the wig snatcher, right? We take out sell side and then immediately take out buy side. What do we call that? We drop down, took out sell side, immediately take out buy side. The wig snatcher is two of these put together. Le Judas. Yes, very good. Very good. It's a Judas swing. Where's my Discord? Very good. I couldn't see my Discord. Right? Le Judas. Okay. So we got a Judas swing with the news manipulation. Right? The news manipulation gave us a Judas swing. Okay? As Korean pointed out, once we expand it up, right, this candle closed with the opportunity of making a BISI that big, right? This very next candle traded down into that 155 candle, right? Wick back up and closed there as a doji. So now you're looking to see if that's going to be used as an immediate rebalance. Why? Because price is bullish, right? Price is bullish. We swept sell side liquidity, swept buy side liquidity. That's a bullish move, Judas swing. Possible immediate rebalance, and then the next candle we displaced up, creating a BISI, right? We displaced up, created a BISI, right? Once we created that BISI, right? Oh, this good right here. We going crazy, right? Once we create that BISI right there, what else did we create right there? What did I just put a line on? What did I just put a line on? I'm but cooking today. What did I just put a line on? Breaker. Very good. Right? Breaker. So now, we created, explain the difference in what? the wig snatcher and a Judas swing. The wig snatcher is 2 Judas swings back to back, right? So over here, right here, just like this right here. We came here, we was consolidating here. We took our buy side, right? We came down, right? Took out sell. You can't see it on the counter right here. We took out sell side there, right? And then we came back up and took our buy side. So it's 2 Judas swings, right? So you come here, buy side to sell side, right? That's a Judas swing. And then you look at it in the sense of going from sell side back to buy side. That's a Judas swing, right? So you come here, Judas swing, right? But then you go right back to the sell side. The buy side, that's a buy side to sell side. See? Buy side to sell side, that's a Judas swing. Buy side to sell side, that's a Judas swing, right? We just named this the wig snatcher because it's like you're fooling people, right? You're fooling people that you want to go down or up, but then you come back and snatch their wig because you really want to go the opposite way. So you get the wig snatcher, trade back down, and then continue up, right? So boom, wig snatcher, trade back down here, then go up right there. Boom. Right? That's the difference between the wig snatch and the Judas swing. Right? Judas swing is you come over here, right? We're trading here. At the news time, we take out the sell side, take out the buy side, then trade back down and go. Right? That's the Judas swing. Right? You fake this way, go back, and then keep going. The wig snatcher, you fake twice. Fake, then go. Right? Fake, then go. Right? Judas swing. Fake, then go. Right? Make sense? Okay, got it. I think the last way I explained it was better. So fake twice. Fake, go. Right? Judas swing. Fake, go. All right. So once the algorithm gave us a Judas swing with the manipulation of the FOMC event, right? Took out sell side, took out buy side, created a breaker, right? Immediate rebalance, created a fair value gap, right? So now here we got the fair value gap, but what do we have in this breaker leg? An inversion fair value gap. So remember what Michael said. When you have an inversion fair value gap inside that breaker leg, right, you have to allow for price to want to trade down to that inversion fair value gap. In this case here, we came 1 tick short of that inversion fair value gap there, right? But that's coming down enough. That is enough to make you really sweat if you had your stop just below this low right here. Because you look, the low of that candle is 859.50, and the high of that, nope, we actually traded into it. We went into it by 1 tick. We actually went into it by 1 tick. So we actually did come in 1 tick. When I had it squanched up, it looked like we didn't hit it. But when I mark it out, we came right down into that inversion fair value gap right there by 1 tick. And what do we call that right there? That just peeking into there. What do we call that right there? Somebody tell me what that is. Hello? Somebody tell me what that is. Ouch! Ooh. There you go. Thank you. Y'all had started hurting my feelings. Shout out here to Learn to Share pulling up because y'all had started hurting my feelings. Right? Institutional order flow entry drill. Institutional order flow entry drill. Right? What that is, that's when you dip into an imbalance, just dip in there and get gone. Right? Anything that goes into an imbalance and leaves it open is technically an institutional order flow entry drill, but it's more it's more on the nose or exactly what you want to see when it barely pokes in there, right? Because all you're doing is getting that one tick to cover the spread for anybody who's waiting to get picked up right there. Either get picked up on a good reason or get picked up on a bad reason. All you need is that one tick, right? So there we go. We trade back down to that inversion fair value gap inside the breaker leg, and then we get on up out of there. Boom, right? Get on up out of there. So yes, that's an immediate rebalance because we trade down without creating the imbalance, and that next candle gets up out of there, right? Boom, we gone above the buy side, out of there, right? Create the fair value gap, trade back down into the fair value gap, trade back down into the inversion fair value gap. Boom, out of there, we gone. Come up there, take out the previous day's high. Whoop, we took the previous day's high out. Okay, so now at this point, right, price has been showing you ever since back over here that it's been bullish. Right, now let's go back and touch on this one more time. Right, I said price had hit a higher time frame PD array, right? Price had taken sell side, and we were at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day. All that being considered, those highs above were not high probability in my opinion. Well, Tim, we've been bullish all day, and we've come up, right? We've tapped. We just barely poked above the highs. We made a swing high and a swing high, right? But we didn't make a swing high there. We made a swing high there, right? We had a swing high there, and we had a bearish fair value gap there, but we had traded down here. We came down to consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap, right? And then we had pushed back. We started to push back up. So why wouldn't the high be high probability in your opinion? Like I said, we were at, let's look at the time. Right? Let's look at the time. Okay? So, looking at the time over here, right? Let's go down to the 1 minute chart now. Right? So, looking at the time where we are, right? The fair value gap that I'm looking to trade long off of is the 340 fair value gap. Right? It's getting picked up at 342. Right? We're getting ready to move into the market on close macro, right? The market on close macro starts right here at this 345 candle, right? The market on close macro starts at this 345 candle right there. Now, right? We're getting ready to go into the market on close macro, okay? The last hour macro starts here, 315. Right, at 315 over to 345. Right, this is the last hour macro right there. Right. Right. Last hour macro there. Right. The market on close macro is here. Right. And then we got the settlement macro inside here also. So inside here, right there. This is our settlement macro there. Right. So the settlement macro is inside that market on close macro. Right. Settlement macro right there. Okay, so these are, let's change the colors of these. All right, so these are our macros here, right? These are our macro times. So why wasn't this high or this high here high probability to me, right? Because, right, we've been bullish all day, right? We've been bullish all day ever since over here, right? At ever since here, right there, right? Price showed us that it was bullish from like early in the New York session. Price showed us it was bullish. The afternoon, we didn't get a reversal. We got a continuation, right? What did we do in the afternoon? We came down, took out a morning low with the manipulation of the news candle, took out a prior session low, right? And then continued up. So we got a morning bullish move, an afternoon bullish move, right? We have reached a higher time frame target, right? We've reached a daily high right there. We're now at the end of the day, right? We're at the end of the day. Now, first of all, think about it in the terms of the power of three, right? Think about it in the terms of power of three, right? All right. Somebody give me the like the terms of power of three, not in the sense of I don't want to hear AMD, right? But what and when you think about the power of three, what does a power of three candle do? A bullish power of three candle. What does a bullish power of three candle do? Right? I don't want to hear accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Right? What's in the chat?
Besides closing, Tim.
Yeah.
Besides closing greens.
Yeah. Like, what does it do? Like, I know it's accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, but what does it do?
It consolidates, then it
There you go. Shout
drops.
out, here to learn and share. She got it. But go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, go now. You got it.
No, I was just asking the
she
question.
She just typed in the chat. I want somebody to talk about it. Keep talking.
I just said it consolidates and then it retraces down, and then we distribute or expand rather.
Just say it the simple way. Don't give me all the fancy terms.
Surd.
No, just give me the simple. Just give me the
simple.
simple.
It consolidates. It go down.
You still going too fancy. You giving it too fancy. Give me the simple. Give me the simple. We open.
It accumulates, manipulates, and distributes.
It opens down, up, and closes back into the range.
We open. We make a low.
We make
a high. And then we close off the high.
I was going to say it open right easy. Settle down.
Open. Yeah, there you go. Where them fans at then? It open, make a low, make a high, and then it close off of the high. Right? So think about it in the terms of power three, right? This New York session has been bullish. Now let's put the whole New York session on, right? 1600, I mean. Right? So this is our whole New York session. So when the New York session opened, we opened here, we made a low, right? We have come up and we've made a high. So now we're getting ready to end this session. So think about it in the power of three, right? If prices start to go back up, and we're getting ready to go into the market on close macro, I'm thinking that price is going to come back and close inside the range, right? I'm thinking it's going to come back and close inside the range, right? But I don't want to try to force that, right? I don't want to try to force that. So as I'm watching price, I see that now that we've come down, right? We've come down and taken sell side right here, right? We come and we take sell side. That's more confluence of price may want to come back down, like because we took sell side, it may want to come back down. Not trying to force it, right? So when price comes back up here, we push up and we create this fair value gap here, right? We create this fair value gap here and we trade above this order block right there, right? So now I'm looking at that as a bullish move, right? But then when I look over here at price, right, there are no imbalances that price needs to go to up here at these highs up here. There's no imbalances up here. So the only place that price needs to reprice if it truly wants to close off of the high, right, is right here. That's the only place where there's an imbalance that needs to be repriced to, right, if it truly wants to close off of the high. It come up here, rebalance that, and then we're getting ready to go into, right, because we're inside the last hour macro. This last hour macro, we come down and we attack sell side, right? We start moving back into the range, right? We've already engaged liquidity. So now we're going back into the range. What do? We attack liquidity or imbalances. Okay, we get here, right? We're coming back up here, right? We touch that imbalance. We've created a bullish fair value gap. So now I'm trading off of this because price is bullish. I'm not going to try to force what I want, right? But I'm only trading back to this order block, right? I'm trading back to the low hanging fruit. Why? Once we reprice this, I'm not anticipating price to try to go any higher because now we're going into the market on close and settlement macro, right? What's the macro's job? To engage liquidity or imbalances. Like we said, there's no imbalances up here. We're going into the end of day. Thinking about it as a power of 3, I'm anticipating price to close off of the high, right? I'm anticipating price to close off of the high. So if price is going to close off the high and we're going into a macro time, right? If I'm not expecting a new high, right? Where's the liquidity that hasn't been engaged? Down here, right? So once it trades up here, boom, my trade is done. And as soon as my trade is done, that's a very good exit. As soon as my trade is done, what we do? We start dropping down and going back there, right? Now, I know you might say, Tim, well, why didn't you just wait till they get up here and sell? Because price has been bullish all day. I'm not going to fight the trend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fight the trend. I'm going to take my little piece. And if it happens to play out that my analysis of the power of 3 works out, I'm happy for that. But I'm not going to try to fight and force what I want to see. I'm just going to trade what I see. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to trade what I see. And the only way I would have tried, if I was going to try to short, the only way I would have tried to short was wait for this move right here to happen and then try to short off of that back to the low. Right? That's the only way I would have tried to short. I wouldn't have been trying to force a short up here. Right? Right. And with that, I hope that made sense to you all. Right? And this right here is the screenshot that I shared with the gang. Let me see. Is this it? Yeah. That's one. Right there. Yeah, that's it right there. That's after the what's the name had went through, right? The one I shared with the gang, it had like arrows in there, and it had like the P&L from the trade and all of that. and I ain't, I ain't really trying to promote all of that on Al Gore's internet like that. But that's the screenshot, and you can see there that's the screenshot from when price was back over here, right here at this candle right there, after we had started going into the market on close macro, right? And then that's why that whole thing was like base hits, right? This is why base hits are important, because once we went into that market on close macro, just like I anticipated, price reversed immediately. As soon as we got into that market on close macro, right, we immediately turned around and engaged the sell side down here, right? We engaged that sell side there on the market on close macro, and then we engaged the sell side down here on the settlement macro. Right, we had sell side under there. We had sell side in this rejection block down there, and did we get below that? Let me see if we got below that low over there. 34.75, 36. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We went below it. Went below that low there. Empire Trades, if you don't get out my chat, if you don't get out my chat, sick good. Y'all know what I think. I think Empire Trades is Robinson. I think Robinson got a burner account called Empire Traders. I think that's Robinson. What y'all think? Y'all think Empire Traders is Robinson? I think that's Robinson on a burner account. Y'all think that's Robinson? I believe that's Robinson on the burner account. Hey, man, that's all I got. Hopefully y'all found some value in this. All right. Hopefully y'all found some value in this. Hopefully, God dog it. Hopefully y'all found value in this. Hopefully y'all can kind of see what we've been discussing night after night, day after day. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff we've been pointing out night after night, day after day. Hopefully y'all can start to see it as it's playing out in real time. Right? Hopefully y'all can start to see it as it's playing out in real time. The stuff that we talk about night after. What's up, Sonya? Sonya, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays, man. The stuff that we talk about night after night, day after day. Right? We started out. Well, this was on the previous contract, right? It was on the previous contract, but we started out talking about how we were trading here in this area, and we moved into pointing out that we was what's going on, Scorpion? We moved into pointing out how we was in between the tail of two cities. Okay, we was in between the tail of two cities there. Price was respecting the Bessie for several days, right? And then we had got up here, created the inversion fair value gap. We were like starting acting like we want to break out of the top side, right? We traded back down into the order block here. We talked about trading down into the bullish order block, right? And then once we traded into the order block, now here it is today. We traded up and took out the prior day's high, closing just above consequent encroachment of that. Now instead it became said, okay, for the bullish argument, you want to see this be used as an inversion fair value gap. For the bearish argument, you will want to see it be used as since we created an inversion fair value gap, you will want to see get below it and use it as a reclaimed fair value gap. But we pushed through it and we closed above consequent encroachment, right? We're still in this area. We still haven't left the range, right? I don't have let's go to the monthly chart. Go to the monthly chart so we can get the range. Boom. There you go. All right. We're still in the range, right? And if you look there, we close. Man, look where we closed at. Look at that. The equilibrium is 19 $19,944.75. The close on this right here is 19,945. One tick above equilibrium. And they say this stuff don't work. And they say, how can somebody from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, was never taught anything about the stock market growing up? How can I come in here and mark out these PD arrays and it hit these targets over and over and it's hitting the targets, got it sounding like a flock of ad lib. Bow, 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 bow. It's hitting the targets, sounding like a flock of ad lib. Hey y'all, I missed most of the recap. We'll watch the retest, watch the reset on, the rest on replay. I'm tripping. My reading wasn't reading. Well, Sonya, bad news. The replay is not going to be available. I'm glad you said that, Empire Trades. Little Timmy Rogers don't care two flying biscuits about quad witch. I do not care about quad witching in the least bit. And everybody, Rhonda, you know I'm just playing, Rhonda. Ain't nobody hurt my feelings today. If somebody would have hurt my feelings, then I probably would. Shout out Rhonda, man. Y'all remember back in the day when Rhonda used to Science ain't tell no we play with me like that. You play with my emotions, Smokey. Y'all remember back in the day when Rhonda used to put like all the notes in the chat? Man, Rhonda Green used to pull up and put hard hitting notes in the chat and everything, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But you see, we still haven't moved outside this range. We're showing bullish signatures. We are showing bullish signatures, but we have not moved outside of the range. Right? So again, we're not trying to force anything. Remember we was talking about before, we was like, hey, this over here, right? This was the time to be trying to trade if you want to go short, right? Over here at this time, trading into that right there. Why was that? Because, you know what I'm saying, we had our Judas swing there, bearish breaking market structure, fair value gap. When we trade back into the fair value gap, this is the area you will be looking to trade short there, right? We will be looking to trade short over here, right? Down here is not a time to be looking to go short over here. It's not a time to be looking to go short over here. Now, we're down here engineering liquidity, right? Now it's the time to wait for price to show you what it wants to do. Why is that? We've come into a discount. We've come to a higher time frame. Remember, we had the monthly fair value gap, and on the other contract, we had a order block. This order block was a little bit. We had a little bit more oomph on this order block, so we came and kissed the wick. But on this contract, we only have the fair value gap. So right now, as of now, we're appearing to get an institutional order flow entry drill off of that fair value gap. So we've come to a monthly anticipatory reactionary point, right? We've been talking about this for days now, right? And we're showing on the weekly time frame, we came down into a weekly bullish order block, right? Last week, we respected the weekly bullish order block, right? We respected the weekly fair value gap, right? There, I've taken the fair value gap off. Did I take it all the way off, or did I just hide it? Let's see. Let me see if I took it off or how I hit it. Weekly. Yeah, look like I took it off. Yeah, I took it off. All right, so I took the weekly fair value gap off because, that's why I moved the bullish to the bearish, right? Because we got a bullish fair value gap up there now. So we got the monthly fair value gap. I took the weekly fair value gap off. I left the weekly order block. All right, so we're showing bullish signatures, right? But we're still waiting for some type of confirmation. So we're not trying to force anything, right? We're not trying to force anything because we're waiting for the confirmation, right? We don't want to try to chase price. If it takes off, we don't want to try to chase it up. Why? Because we're looking for this to become an inversion, right? So if we want this to be an inversion fair value gap, we got a bearish fair value gap above us. So if we were to take off, right, and we hit this bearish fair value gap, we got to allow for it to do some portion of its job. If that pushes us back down into the inversion fair value gap, then we can use that as a springboard, right? We can use it as a springboard, but just this is the stuff you want to plan out in your head. You want to say, I'm it for the bullish argument, because we're looking for bullish signatures because the monthly is bullish. We're at our anticipatory reactionary point, right? I want to see this become an inversion fair value gap. Two reasons. One, it's in the discount of the move and it's a bearish fair value gap. So you don't want to sell in the discount, right? The only reason you would want to sell off of this is if price went up, then got back below it, and now it would be in the premium of a move over here. You see what I'm saying? That's the only way you would want to sell off this, right? Price got back below it, and then it's sitting in the premium of this price leg, right? You don't want to sell in a discount, right? So you want to see it used as an inversion. Give this an opportunity, right? Blast up, give this opportunity to work, inversion, then get back on top of this on the weekly basis and use this as a inversion for the weekly chart, right? So you're still waiting for this to play out to see if the daily wants to use this as an inversion fair value gap. This is a daily and this is a weekly, right? So will it take a long time? I don't know. But just looking at this daily, how many days that we created it this day? So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're working on 7 days and we still haven't found out if we're going to use this as an inversion fair value gap or not. Will it take 7 weeks? I don't know. I don't know if it'll take 7 weeks. Don't care how long it takes, but we just need to see it on a weekly basis. Do we come up here and use this as an inversion? Why do we want to see it used as an inversion? Because one, it's in the discount of the move. We don't want to be selling in a discount, and it's coming off of a higher time frame monthly fair value gap right here. We're at an anticipatory reactionary point on the higher time frame. We're at a discount PD rate on the weekly time frame, right? And so we want to see, now that this bullishness is lining up with each other, now they getting on one accord, you want to see this act as an inversion. And if this right here acts as an inversion, what do we have here? We have a bearish fair value gap in the premium. So on a weekly basis, if we get back above here, you have to allow for this to do some portion of its job, right? Even if it pushed us back down to there before going up. And these are weekly candles. So dig this here. How many weeks did we come here before it decided to use this as an inversion fair value gap, right? The bullish fair value gap was created here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks before we got below this right here and started to drop down. 11 weeks with this bullish fair value gap that was created on the week of December 2nd, right? So will it take 11 weeks again? I don't freaking know, right? But that's what you got to remember. You're looking for how price reacts to the PD arrays on that time frame. And then you look at the lower time frames to see what the details are of that move, right? All right, man. That's it. Hopefully y'all can start to see it, man. I've been trying to walk through it every day because, like, the main thing that I get asked by everybody is, Tim, how do you see it in real time? How do you see it in real time? It ain't no magic wand. It's the whole thing of watching for the price signatures. And speaking of watching for the price signatures, right? I've been putting some thought into it, and I'm not saying that I'm going to do it. I talked to the gang today about it, right? And so I'm gonna put it out there. What's up, Lil Hawk? I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays, right? I'm gonna put it out there. I've been thinking about doing two I'm gonna call them workshops. Doing two workshops. It's gonna be like a mini boot camp, if you will. Doing two workshops. One is gonna be called Trade in the Asian session, and one is gonna be called Trade in the London session. Right now, first thing is it will only be if there's a need for it. If there's a if there's a need for it, then they will go off, right? How much will it be? $100, right? Gonna be $100. What are we gonna do, right? It's gonna be a 2 week thing, 2 week thing for the Asian, 2 week thing for the London, right? What it's gonna be, we're gonna map out at least two models, maybe three. Map out at least three models, and every night slash early morning of those 2 weeks, right? We're gonna meet and tape breed, and while we're tape breeding, we're gonna be looking for opportunities based off of the models that we map out, right? If it presents itself fine, it's not a call out service, it's not a trading room, it's not a I'm trying to get you to trade. I'm not telling you to take trades based off what we're looking at. We're just tape reading during these sessions because people, they for some reason they think that the concepts work different at different times. The only thing that is different is the expectations of that time. During the New York session, you can expect more volatile moves because that's when the bulk of the volume is coming in because it's the U.S. industries. This is the U.S. market. So the moves are like a 30-point move during the Asian may be exaggerated, but a 30-point move during the New York, that can be one 1-minute candle. Right, you might get a 50 candle move in 1 minute because that's the bulk of the volume. So you still got higher volatile moves, but everybody don't have the chance to like take breed in the morning with me because we got people that still work 9 to 5, 8 to 4:30s, whatever your schedule is, right? So if there's a need for it, right, I'll put it out there. If there's a need for it, then like I say, the first one will be trading the Asian. Trading the Asian will be the first one, and will if it's and I'll tell you like this, right? If price ain't really giving us nothing to look at, then you know what I'm saying, we'll probably just end up having some type of lecture. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't really giving us nothing to like really take breed, we'll probably just have some kind of lecture if price is like real boring. But the one that I'm really dreading is if anybody want to do that trade in the London. That trade in the London is the one that I'm dreading. Cause getting up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, whoo. That don't nobody be up at that time except Deborah. Deborah, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and Deborah I post something in the Discord and she come right in. So for the trade in the Asian, it's gonna be cause it'll be like I'll say from like 8 to 9:30, because the Asian market start at like 8 o'clock, right? The Asian market start at 8 o'clock, so it'll be from like 8 to 9:30, and then for the London, it'll be from 3 to like 4:30, like 8 to 9:30, and then like 3 to maybe 4:30, right? 4:15, 4:30. Like with the tape reading sessions, I try to keep them to like an hour and a half, like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half at the most. You know what I'm saying? I don't be trying to sit there forever. You know what I'm saying? Reading the price. So it'll be from like 8 to 9:30 for trading the Asian, and they're not gonna be at the same time. It's gonna be the trading the Asian going to be the first one, right? That's the first one I'm gonna look at doing, and it's the 19th. So uh, it'll probably be think about maybe think about maybe putting it up like April 1st, and then um, or maybe I'll put it up before that, before April 1st. Don't have much time. So yeah. So I put it up. When is Mother's Day? What day is Mother's Day? Yeah. Is Mother's Day early in the month? Um, or late in the month during March? Let me see here.
It's usually like around May 9th, whatever that Sunday is, around there.
So okay, so it's
Mother's Day on the 11th.
the 11th.
11th, okay.
Okay, so it's on the 11th. So if I do it, if I started in May, that's gonna be running into that Mother's Day weekend. Okay, so what I'll do. All right, so I'll put it up trading the Asian. I'll put it up on. I'll put it up next week sometime. I'll put it out the next week sometime, and then the start date will be the second week of April. So the 14th, it'll be the 13th that night, because it'll be the Asian session, right? So the start date will be the 13th. Yeah, the start date will be the 13th. All right. Yeah. So the start date will be the 13th, and we'll go right for those 2 weeks, the 13th through the 24th. Yeah, the 13th through the 24th, because ain't no trading that Friday night. So the 13th through the 24th, that'll be the 2 weeks right there. All right, because ain't no trading on that Friday night. All right, so the 13th through the 24th, that'll be the 2 weeks that it'll be. So April 13th through the 24th. I need to make a note for myself so I know what I'm saying. All right, so if anybody interested in it, then I'll just let me know. I'll share a link for it, and I'll talk about it. And then I got to get my mind together for the trade in London. Trade in London. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You just tuning back in. Could you repeat what you just said? Because I just heard just the last ending part of it.
You you said repeat what I was talking about for.
Well, you were just talking about what the calendar and everything. I was assuming it was maybe a class or something. I don't know. I just heard the
Oh
end of
yeah,
it.
yes. I said I'm going to be offering two workshops, right? And the first one is called Trade in the Asian. The second one is, if I do the second one, because I'm thinking about that, it's going to be called Trade in London. And what it is we're going to like cover two, maybe three models, right? We're just going to lay down the rules of 2 to 3 models, and then we're going to take read for 2 weeks during those sessions. The Asian session, we're going to be doing it from 8 to 9:30, and while we're tape reading, we're going to be looking for signatures that will allow for us to take advantage of any of the 2 to 3 models that we're doing. And it's going to be like get during those specific times, because everybody can't look at the morning session, right? And so we're going to go through like the Asian, and during that time, like I said, if price ain't really like offering nothing, then we'll just probably end up doing like lectures on, you know what I'm saying, different ICT concept. If price is just super blah, we'll just probably end up doing lectures, based off some of the ICT concepts, maybe reviewing some of the old lectures I already did with the slides, or make up something that somebody got um, a need for some help with. But it's the main focus is going to just be focusing on the price action during those sessions, and looking for ways to take advantage of trading during those sessions. And I already forgot what I said I was going to set the dates for. I go back and look at the video to get that.
Okay.
Anyway, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Do anybody got anything for me, or are all hearts and minds clear? It hit that 62% retracement. That was at 7:06, so I definitely don't know what that means. My 50th birthday is May 9th, so as long as we start after that, it's gonna be it's gonna be before May 9th. It's gonna be before the May 9th, right? Yeah, it's gonna be before May 9th. It's gonna be the second week of April. Or let me see. Or should I? What's going on in the last week of what's going on in May? What's going on in May? Let me see. What's going on in May? Oh, we got Memorial Day. Memorial Day is the last week of May. All right. Okay, so Memorial Day is the last week of May. Mother's Day is the 11th. So Mother's Day is the 11th. too much going on there. All right. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. So the last 2 weeks of May, this gonna be the time here. The last 2 weeks of May. All right, so it's gonna be the last 2 weeks of May, and then I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up on April 1st. I'm gonna put it up on April 1st. No, that ain't what I want to do. I want to do this right here. 8 to 9:30. Peace. Custom. Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? Did I do that right? Why did it? Am I tweaking? Huh? They say that's what it is, but it got the weird, got them weird. Oh, see, that's what I thought it was doing. That's what I thought it was doing. Oh, my eye. That's what I thought it was doing. All right, so 9:30. That's what I did last time, but it's. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just gonna have to do it manually, cause it ain't going. I'm just gonna do it like that. And then I'm about to go in and manually put the things in there. There you go. That's when it's gonna be there. On April 1st. Now that y'all done watch me thoroughly confuse myself, right? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. It's 8:20. Y'all done watch me thoroughly confuse myself. Selling may go away. Rhonda, what you retracting? Say it with your chest. What are you retracting, Rhonda? Are you still here? Say it with your chest. Don't retract no statements. Hey, that's it, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Hopefully y'all got something out of this. I don't know why y'all sat around and watched me confuse myself, but I appreciate that too. Man, my arm is rubbing the paint off my desk right here. I should have put some a shine, like a lacquer coat or a shine coat on top, because I just painted it white. And my arm is rubbing the paint off. Anywho, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Again, hopefully y'all starting to see/understand. Let me sit a little closer because I got my mic turned down. Hopefully y'all starting to see/understand that this stuff work. Hopefully y'all getting a feel for looking at these signatures. And tomorrow is, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, so no tape reading tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow evening at 6 for the price action recap. If y'all won't be there, hey, still appreciate you anyway, man. Till next time I decide to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing that they call price action. It's your boy, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. This is Big Spider. If you don't hablo español, y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man.